I hope she's not left anything because she ain't coming back for it. We are the most disbelieved people in this country, and it goes to the root of the issue of whether you can be a black British citizen. I don't believe you can be a black British citizen. I believe this country has betrayed its black British citizens. I believe that the whole immigration regime is deeply racist and targeted towards a minority who doesn't happen to be white. And that's why we're calling for a United Nations investigation into this sack of racists over the road who were determined to unleash the hostile environment on our people who helped build this country. So we're calling for Windrush justice. We will be partying later on, but right now we're reveling in what we see as our most finest and glorious tradition, and that is Windrush resistance. What do we want? When do we want it? Now. What do we want? When do we want it? Now. How can we be a country that proclaims to be the most tolerant in the world? I hate that bullshit word tolerant. You tolerate a virus. You tolerate an alien. You tolerate someone you don't like. You tolerate something because you don't really want it there, but you're prepared to put up with it. I'm a goddamn British citizen. I get tolerated by no man in my own country. I don't want your fucking tolerance. I want justice for Windrush people. That's why we're vexed and we're mad today. Because our basic human rights have been denied. How can you claim to be a country where everybody is equal before the law when we know that black people are third-rate citizens living in a supposed first-rate democracy? That's why we're here today shouting about Windrush. Anybody want to come and take the megaphone? Just tap me on the shoulder and you can have your turn, because we are here to demonstrate, not celebrate Windrush Day. Okay, let me read this. Windrush victim dies without no apology or goddamn compensation. Jeez! Minister of Movement of Justice is in the house. Nice round of applause for our co-sister organisation. It's only about the only other one that really want to work with us, so we thank you. We're lonely strugglers. Okay, who's going to read this Guardian article?
A Windrush victim dies with no apology or compensation. Richard Stewart had hoped payment would fund his trip to his mother's grave in Jamaica. Another prominent victim of the Windrush scandal has died without receiving compensation or personal apology from the government, as campaigners warn those affected need more help to claim damages. The former Middlesex bowler, Richard Stewart, had been waiting for his case to be resolved so he could travel back to Jamaica for the first time in half a century and visit his mother's grave. But he died a week ago, aged 74. His son, Wesley Stewart, said the cause of death was unknown, adding that his father had been stressed and depressed during the protracted process of attempting to sort out his paperwork and prove the government's error that caused him severe problems for years. He described his father as a pioneer of cricket for the Windrush generation and a gentleman. Wesley said his father had never wanted to see Britain as a racist country, but his views has changed as a result of his treatment by the Home Office. It was a blatant discrimination. The government made him feel like you're black, you shouldn't be here, full stop, he said. Towns across the country are preparing for the Windrush generation, for the Windrush Day, a new annual celebration. The arrival of the liner Empire Windrush in June 1948. Attitudes today are mixed amongst those affected by the immigration scandal, in which thousands of people who arrived legally in the 1950s, 60s were wrongly categorised as legal immigrants. I'm going to stop here because but I think we need to remember that people are waiting and they are dying and they are ill and they're being denied health care because of this scandal. And not everybody is from the Caribbean. These are crossing a whole range of people who came from the Commonwealth during that period, when we were asked to come, asked to work, asked to bring our children, and we've been treated like this. It's disgraceful.
Here, here, give a round of applause. We're here today to protest against British immigration the most racist immigration regime in Europe. This country deports black people on the basis of their colour of their skin without no regard to their rights, their humanity or their longevity in this country. We have the Windrush scandal, which has seen black people routinely deported for the colour of their skin. We're here today to say that the government has announced it's Windrush Day. We say that's a bullshit Windrush Day. We built this country through colonialism, through slavery, through the hard work of our Windrush generation, and now we're seeing our grandparents and grandchildren being detained and deported by a racist immigration regime we haven't seen in British modern political history. So that's why we're here calling for a Windrush Day of action. That's why we're opposing the state codified racism. This is not unconscious bias. This is conscious discrimination by an immigration service that is racially profiling black British citizens who should be here to enjoy their lives and get on with their retirement, and instead they're being deported by racist immigration officers, detained in detention centres, and our lives are being made hell, all because of the colour of our skin. So we're here today to oppose this Tory racism and the most racist immigration regime we've seen in post-war history. We're here to say we're black, we're proud, we're British, we want compensation, we want repatriation, we want a demonstration. We say, all right, let's go black on. We're black, we're proud. All right, so we're here today to say, take your pictures, use the hashtag Windrush Day of Action. Use that hashtag to demonstrate and make sure that people know that this bullshit government cannot simply deport black people and think that it can get away with it without our people rising up and saying no to discrimination, no to racism. This country says it's the most tolerant country on God's earth. That you can come here of any colour, any skin and be treated equally. That's a piece of British bullshit worthy of who's the greatest fictional writer in British history. Somebody give me a name. Who? Paul Twain. We got intellectuals in the bunch, I'm sorry about that. Yeah, so today we're just making sure that everybody knows our opposition. We want to celebrate Windrush Day, but you know when we want to celebrate it? When the victims have received compensation, when we've received repatriation, when we get a British passport that was long overdue, when the police and the immigration services stop raiding our businesses and our houses in the dead of night to take us away to detention centres. That's when we'll celebrate Windrush Day. Right now, I'm not in the mood to be your happy clappy Negro. I'm not in the mood to be the black man that says all is forgiven because you've decided to celebrate Windrush Day while you're dragging our people out their beds in the dead of night. I ain't celebrating. Listen, I'm sure there are people out there who genuinely want to celebrate, and so do I. But I can't celebrate while I'm overhanging with this injustice and the wretched racism that defines black people as third-class citizens in a supposed first-class democracy. We're not going to do that. We're going to demonstrate, and we're going to be here today. Ministry of Movement for Justice, where are you? Let's have speakers out here. You can speak. It's not me. I'm not hogging the thing. Come forward if you want to speak, and I can give you the megaphone and you can say your piece, say who you're from. I've got a message here from the Labour MP for this area, I think. Is he solidarity with Windrush Day of Action, or is he celebrating Windrush Day? Because solidarity, that's what we want. There you go.
Our foreparents rebuilt it, and we should live here with respect. We should live here with dignity. We should live here with honor. Not only just today, 22nd of June 2019, you're going to say we're going to celebrate Windrush actions, when in the time of the celebration, 600 people still being denied. 600 Windrush generation is still denied their British citizenship today. And you are saying you are celebrating. This has to stop, and we're going to stand up and we're going to fight. Yes. Because we are going to fight for justice. Yes. And if we don't get justice, we will continue to fight. Thank you.
descendants have the right to stay here, should never have had to see the inside of a detention centre, should never have been threatened with 72-hour notice deportation tickets.
Yes.
Enough is enough.
Yes.
Justice for Windrush means justice for every generation upon generation upon generation. We have the right to be here. Britain put itself in every other part of the world and it opened the door. And it means we have a right to be here too.
Yes.
I just came back from my trade union conference, Unison. For anybody here who's part of Unison, let me tell you now, we passed a motion that was fought for from black members. Not only for justice for Windrush, but support, national support for the Widen Windrush campaign for all the relatives and descendants. And it was voted through at that conference on day one. That means national support for this fight for justice. And we need that. If you're a part of any union branch or anything that you're part of, put that demand on them too. Have speakers come in, start unpacking the issues and start mobilizing and building, because we're going to be in courts and we're going to be fighting for this. And we're going to need everyone coming out. We're going to need people filling those courtrooms. We're going to need people making demands on their MPs and doing things to fight for justice. This is a living campaign. And one day of a remembrance will not be enough for us.
No.
Not until there is full justice.
No.
So let's stand together. Let's mobilize that support and fight now, because we can win. And when that Windrush scandal fell, it revealed the truth about the racist immigration system, and it opened up the chance to fight it and win. This is our opportunity. Let's take it. Thank you.
Yeah, we're bringing the music to 10 Downing Street. Yeah. This is the Windrush celebration of the history. That we're looking to. Revolutionary history by Dennis D. Brown, the Prince of Reggae music. Whoa, yeah. All right. Yeah. Sing it out. All right.
We believe that we give thanks that we've got a day to recognise and remember what's happened from the Windrush generations. However, we can't celebrate yet because things are still happening. And this is what's going on with the Windrush generation is also significant to what's been happening with our forefathers in the Caribbean through our enslavement. We built this country through that enslavement. So we can't separate the two. They both go together. And I'm glad to be here amongst you all because the fight must continue. Yeah, we cannot celebrate until all the planes stop being flying out. All the people have been recompensed for all the wrongs that they've been done. They paid their taxes. They did what they were supposed to do. So what else do you want us to do? So until that time happens, we must continue to fight and strengthen each other and talk to our young people and let them know this is what we did for this country and that's what we're still doing. And the fight must continue. So big up everybody for being here, because it could have been Crystal Palace, it could have been anywhere. Again, divide and rule. We need unity in one cause so that we can get our voices heard. Thank you.
Beautiful stuff. All right, now listen, I want you to film this. If you could just put hashtag Windrush Day of Action and post this video. First of all, we'd like to say somebody's missing here today who's helped incredibly. She helped fund organisation, helped fund some of the activities, and she's been a great stalwart for unity in the black community, and that is the national chair of Barak, Black Activists Rising Against the Cuts, Zita Auburn. Please give her a round of applause. Zita is in Peterborough, I think it's Peterborough or somewhere, and we're sending her our love and our unity and solidarity. Now, in relation to these cities where you're going to say black unity, I'm going to call them out, you're going to come with the response. Are you ready? Are you ready? Okay. Manchester.
Black unity.
Liverpool.
Black unity.
Leeds.
Black unity.
Derby.
Black unity.
Nottingham.
Black unity.
London.
Black unity.
Manchester.
Black unity.
Leeds.
Black unity.
Derby.
Black unity.
Birmingham.
Black unity.
London.
Black unity.
Liverpool.
Black unity.
All right, so now we're going to make our move to the bridge. So what we'll do is cross over the road, we'll walk down the road, over to the bridge, and then we'll hang the bridge. Don't forget, I'm going to need you all to help me hang that bloody banner because it's long. Now, there'll be lots of tourists there, right? And they'll be doing their sightseeing thing, taking pictures. So I just want to say to them, we're just going to take a picture of our banner and then we'll be out your way. Your tourist day can continue. I'm not interested in creating any argy-bargy on the bridge. I am the chief argy-bargier, and any argy-bargy will be officially sanctioned by the Argy-Bargy Commission, which is me. All right? So there's no argy-bargy. All right. Music, maestro. And let's...
When do we want it? What do we want? This is Windrush. When do you want it? What do you want? Expect us. You will hear us. We come today not to celebrate, but to demonstrate in the name of our Windrush ancestors, black British citizens who've been stripped of their citizenship by a racist regime of a government
that can't see past the colour of our skins. This is the official Windrush Radio FM Resistance, calling the nation to support the call for justice for Windrush victims. We stand together in solidarity with all people suffering from racist immigration laws, whether they're from Asia, whether they're from Latin America, whether they're from Caribbean, or whether they're from Africa. We stand in solidarity with all victims of immigration racist regimes. What do we want? When do we want it? Now. What do we want? What do we want it?
Blood is on your shoulder.
Kill I today, you cannot kill I tomorrow. Oh, hello. Aye, we're here protesting about the racist British immigration fucking legislation that sees black people who came here in the Second World War packed off to detention centres and shipped off to countries they've never been to, all because of the colour of their skin. That's the kind of racist bullshit government we've got, where ordinary black people who fought for this country can be deported by this sack of racist shit in 10 Downing Street and a hostile environment. You can't be black and British. You can only be black and deported in this country. Murderer! Kill I today, you cannot kill I tomorrow. Size motto, I really wanna know about hard time. We buck up on a hard time. Soon as we reach. Right now we're coming up. I don't know why you people are all out there and not joining this demonstration. But we need justice. And you're not going to get justice by partying with the opposition. We're not interested in your goddamn party. We come for resistance. Booyaka. Right, why are we here? You may be wondering, tourists, why are we here? Well, let me tell you why we're here. Because Britain is the most racist country in the world when it comes to immigration legislation. It's bullshit government and it's xenophobic dog are kicking out black people who belong in this country. That's why we're here today, because our parents fought for this country. They got British citizenship and now their grandchildren and children are being denied. That's why we're here today. So we're here outside Parliament. We're blocking off roads. We're bringing the message of justice for the Windrush families and the victims. And we're here today to say we're going to end Britain's racist immigration regime that willfully targets black people for deportation. And that's why we're here today. DJ, bust that rhythm! Yeah!
It's a struggle. It's a struggle.
That's why we're here today. We're saying no to British immigration legislation. What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
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 When?
Now!
When?
Now!
When?
Now!
When?
Now!
When?
Now!
When?
No!
When?
No!
When?
No!
When? 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 When?